Hello traders, Rich here and welcome to Kucoin episode 42, and today we are going to go over KCS analysis. As usual, if you don't know about Kucoin, it's one of the largest crypto exchanges in the world with over 700 billion traded volume on the platform and 10 million registered users from more than 200 different countries. Kucoin has many features like margin trading, spot trading, mining pools, staking, lending, and many more with over 700 listed coins. If you don't have an account yet, I'll make sure to attach my referral link description below, and if you create an account through it, you'll benefit from 20% discounts on your trading fees. So let's get started, and as usual, cheers! We can clearly see that we have been trading inside this big wedge pattern, and I've been updating KCS for a while, for like every single week. You can check the previous episodes. For example, we were looking for bust ups here and so on H1 and H4 timeframes because we were around a support zone we've got multiple rejections from. Anyway, we have been trading inside this big wedge pattern. We can see that the impulse movements pushing lower are getting smaller in size, which give us an early alert that a potential reversal might happen, and it would be confirmed, of course, from a long-term perspective by a break above the last major high, which we can clearly see here around 11.23. So if we have this break, we'll be expecting a shift in momentum from a long-term perspective from bearish to bullish, and we'll be expecting a long-term bullish movement. For now, we are trading inside, if you want to call it, this floor, so floor, ceiling, and so on. So of course, if we break it upward, this would become our next floor and the next resistance or ceiling, which you can clearly see multiple rejections from around the 15 round number. And KCS is respecting the round numbers in terms of 5. So 5, 10, 15, 20, and so on. Anyway, from a short-term perspective, or shorter term perspective, we broke above this last major high and we are currently forming new major lows. Previously, if you remember, we have been looking for basket ups here. So short term, the bulls took over. Let me go back to show you like very quickly. You can also watch the previous episodes. So I've entered some here, added more here, and finally the last bag or the last third around this area. So the bulls took over from a long-term perspective, which we can clearly see from H4 and from daily time frame above this last major high. And we are currently still bullish after this big impulse. We have been stuck inside a range, a rising one. So the bulls are still in control, managing to make higher lows and higher highs, right? So now are now around the upper band, also around a resistance zone, which we can clearly see from daily time frame around 8.5 to 9. So we'll be expecting some kind of reversal around this area. Of course, we can still break it upward. In this case, it will become support and so on. So long story short, from a long-term perspective, from a macro view, we need to see this break, right? But meanwhile, we are trying to trade it like all the way from the support zone. So we are bullish. And lately, the bulls also took over from a short-term perspective by breaking above the zone. We might now have a correction just like previously. So if we have a low here and broken downward, we'll be expecting a correction movement inside this channel. And also for those who like to trade it from a short-term perspective, wait for a new high to form here, just like this. And then we can buy on its break upward. I can't really say much for now, but what we know is that we are bullish, trading inside this channel, approaching a resistance zone. But for the bears to take over, we need to see at least a low broken downward, especially that we've got this previous high, which might act as a potential short-term support. Best of luck, and I'll see you hopefully on the next one.